I welcome you to another episode. Hello. Today we are going to look into a more aligned version of who you are. Okay? What does it actually mean? Well, in our daily business or in our daily life, we forget who we truly are because we think that we need to be a certain way. And at one point, we totally forget how it actually looks like to be ourselves. What if we forgot to be ourselves, right? What if we don't know how that actually looks like? Now, this is obviously making many people nervous because how do you want to show up if you have no clue? Like, you don't even know where to start. I want to dive deep into that and giving you already the allowance to not know who you are, not knowing like where do you want to go with this. It's about exploring. It's about getting to know yourself more while being so brutally honest and okay that you may not like everything, okay? You may watch after yourself and be like, ooh, this little thing is not gonna come up. And I'm like, well, why not? You are by yourself, hopefully. So take this as some kind of training, okay? Take it in as, okay, I'm gonna learn a bit more about myself. And actually, I'm not gonna show this to anybody else. I'm just allowing myself to be seen by myself and being comfortable with just being with myself and learning more about myself, okay? There is nothing really you can do wrong here. There is no, you need to answer this way or that way. There is no such thing as you're doing it wrong. No, you're learning every single day more about who you could potentially become. It is already inside of you. It's just about me asking you questions that open up your awareness towards, hey, what is actually possible, right? It is about explore possibilities, explore for yourself. It's not so much about the outside world. It's not so much, hey, how do I want to be seen by others? It's about actually, who am I and how do I want to show up in this world? And maybe you have totally things in your life that you're like, I don't want that anymore. Well, what about if I would tell you that you can dissolve that? You don't have to stay in things that you look at right now and you're like, oh, I don't really like it. I'm actually just opening up, well, not yet. So this is a pre-announcement. I'm just opening up some kind of training for people who want to be in a small group, supported, who want to work with me directly, because as you may know, I don't have individual seats at the moment. So this is a possibility where you could work with 3 other individuals where we work on, hey, who am I? Where do I want to go? What is it that is locking me? It is an open space where we are learning more about somatic work, breath work, more about our nervous system. How is that actually impacting us in our daily life? How can we go past that? How can we explore what is actually already there, but with us not recognizing what is the potential, we will never get there, right? And everything starts with accepting where we are. Everything starts at that little place. This is the base for pretty much all the work I do. And most often we actually work on clearing a lot. We work on clearing the energy first, but then afterwards, obviously, you don't want your old behaviors coming back. So you need to be able to work in a group where you feel supported, where you feel like, okay, there is someone every second week, right? I'm doing a training for myself and I don't need to show up like a whole weekend. it's just 45 minutes, and then we leave each other again. It's 45 minutes every second day. You can choose if you want to stay 2 months, 6 months, or 9 months. And there will be a lot more to this announcement of just now, but this is basically it, right? Where we dive into who are you, and is there actually something that you would like to change? And because it's so difficult, right? We know how difficult it is to make a change. We know that. Everyone knows that. And it's so easy to point fingers at others and actually say, hey, listen, change your marriage, change this, change that, right? But the fear that is coming and being so present in our body, you need to work with your nervous system. You need to understand what it actually is that makes you want to shrink and not to expand. You need to understand that it's not only about courage. It's not about, oh, I need to go bold here and all in. No, you can actually do this by being more kind to yourself, being more compassionate, being more real to yourself, and actually say, hey, I need a couple of days to really recognize that this is the issue or the topic, why I can't get past it, right? And by working in the group, you see others how they do too. But this is not some kind of therapy. This is some kind of, hey, we're in the same boat. Let's try to make this work. It's so you don't feel so lonely while we are not exchanging like your individual stuff that is going on. We look at it in a broader sense, and then all of the time we take turns in the person who is coming next, and we see the relevance for it in the group. And this is how it's going to work. And, I find that so fascinating because that way you don't only learn from me, but you also learn from other people. I thought that's a great way to explore. Well, let's see. I'm not quite ready for that program yet. We are just about setting everything up and check the back end. And so, we are getting there. We get there. If you want to know more about that, I'm sure I will announce it a couple of times, so you will not miss it. Obviously, when the slots are full, they're full. There's not much I can do, and I have only 3 groups. So this means I have only 9 slots or 9 spots for people who want to do this. And I'm not gonna do this in Swiss German yet. If there is a lot of asking me about it, I think I'm gonna open it up. But for now, we are just gonna do this in English. So if Swiss German is your main language, then keep me posted. Come and join for 2 months. There is not much to lose. You'll see how it goes. You see if you can resonate, okay? And this is the most important thing. Can I resonate with someone who teaches so that I can learn more about myself? All we do here is so you learn that you are your greatest teacher. But sometimes, actually very often, we need an access point because we are not raising those kind of questions. We don't know how to work with our nervous system. It's not what we learned, right? It's not what we do on our daily basis, right? I mean, if you would have told me 10 years ago, I would have never thought that I'm actually doing this. So let's really dive into, I've already said a lot about getting back to yourself, right? This is about knowing so deeply that there is something really, really upsetting. So what you can do here at this moment, it's just about to feel into, right? Feel into, allowing yourself to feel into. Let's just dive right into that. So you may want to close your eyes and you may want to just feel what is actually in your body. And you may be like, huh? Just breathe. Take a couple of deep breaths. Just with me right now. Take 3 deep breaths. And open up that heart space. let go. Take it in again. Let go again. Take it in again. And let go. And just notice where it is tight in your body. Just notice what is there for you. What can you feel? What is it that you want to explore? Is there something that is really loud? Is there something that is almost screaming at you? Is there something that you need to see? And I can say don't be afraid. You might be nervous doing that because it's so different to your nervous system. So don't worry. If you need a couple of times, you can always go back in this video and go forth and so on. So feel what is in your body, right? Where is it tight? Where does it feel light? Where does it feel heavy? Where do you feel like something is needs to be looked at, right? Maybe you have a lot of shoulder pain or hip pain or anything like that. Your body is a great way to find out who you are, right? Because your body is actually telling you a lot on what's going on that your mind cannot comprehend, cannot see, cannot touch it. And your mind is always trying to make sense of things, right? You may think, okay, I'm making this up. Like I have finger pain, right? Like this finger here is really, really painful. And you may be like, huh? Like I'm making this up. Like what the hell? Why don't you just explore, right? Just explore. And it's the same thing with doing daily life. If you feel irritated, just explore what is there. If you feel irritated because of a person, explore what is there. What is your body telling you? Do what we just said and dive right into that and be like, okay, maybe I can feel more when I'm just open enough to see what is around the corner. It might be nothing really big, but you know what I explore oftentimes, and I can see this with people on daily basis when I do this work. It's like they're like, seems kind of weird, like I don't really get it, why we have to go there. Then they go there and they're like, gosh, I feel so relieved, right? So we start to do this inner work. We start to actually work somatically on the body. And they feel like, I feel so relieved. I feel so relieved that I almost feel like I left that like next to me, right? I trashed it. I let it go to the earth, whatever. However you want to see it. And it helps to just release your burden. And so many people feel burden in their life. They feel like, no, I cannot go forward because I have X, Y, Z, right? I have this family member who counts on me. I have this team who relies on me. I need to be the big boss. I need to show up like that. I don't want to let people down. I don't know, right? They really need me because blah, blah, blah. Or I don't know, something really totally different, right? You feel into what is right for you. This is about allowing yourself to see yourself, being so open, being so fine with whatever comes up. And this is actually, is funny. When we start to see what is painful in our body, we oftentimes don't want to recognize it. We want to escape. We want to walk away. You may even say, this is so stupid. Like, why do I have to be here? Why do I have to do that? There is a lot going on in your mind very, very often where you're like, oh, no, I'm not going there. Really? Like, this is kind of weird. This is so weird stuff. Like, I don't want to do it. there is a lot of holding back, a lot of self-talk, a lot of this is BS or whatever. But you feel into you. To be very honest, I have zero out of what you're doing right now. And you are already doing it. I have nothing out of that. If you're doing it or not, this video will be on YouTube anyways. So I have nothing out of that, right? There is nothing that that I get out of you, basically. This is just me filming and explaining to you that your body is your vessel, and your vessel is actually sharing a story with you that you can work with. And if you're not doing that, then in my experience, you're very mental based, right? You're very much in your brain thinking about maybe yourself, about how to show up, how to be in this world, what to do next, X, Y, Z, right? You can see this in many people, by the way. You can see this in men and in women, okay? Both. And you can see how much they're actually going after their mind. But your mind is programmed. Your mind has a lot to learned a lot over time to how to react. And listen, there are quite a few things that they're really helpful. Like it's really helpful to know like how to rent an apartment or how to pay your bills or how to do certain things, how to behave in a certain area so to keep you safe. This is like all things that have its value. Now, it doesn't mean they are you, you know, it's the identification that we have over our persona. We think that our mind, our persona is us. And at one point, you may recognize that, hey, actually, that's not really me. Like there's so many parts of me that are kind of like hidden. I don't even know that. And I'm scared to open up that box, you know? I'm scared to open up what is potentially there for me. Because maybe, right? Maybe you're like, do I really want to know that? Do I really want to know more about me? Right? What if there is some real weird thing coming up and then I have to change my life, and then, you know, all those fears coming up, and I'm like, that's exactly where you need to go. If fear is so present, it's actually your your mind and your egoic self is telling you, hey, don't move because I don't want to die. I don't want to leave this body. This is great. I have great deal here, right? I have a great deal. So imagine you are more than one persona, right? With every single life you're having. You have the persona who is different with your family. Then you have the persona with your friends and at work, and maybe with some kind of I don't know, sport team you are doing different again, right? You have all those different personas available. And my question is, which of those personas, which of those behaviors, beliefs, values are actually not really you, but like learned to survive, to kind of belong to a group. We all want to belong to a group, which is about belonging. Is very much in the feminine, though, very much in the feminine energy, to belong to someone, to belong to a group, to be with someone, to be with a partner, right? There are many females who feel like, okay, if I'm not with a partner, where do I belong, right? I want to, like this longing, this like it's very deep. It's not something that you can say like, okay, like get over, right? And then they start to create weird behaviors around it. And with weird, I mean like just to be with someone, they will do pretty much anything, which is just not in their highest good maybe anymore, right? And maybe actually it was really good because it started to regulate their nervous system. And now you have to rewire it. You have to relearn how to be different in, I don't know, a situation that is completely new for you, right? And maybe there are actually people who would talk totally different. So don't get caught up with my words if like the nervous system is making you crazy, if anything like that, if any of my words are like that's too much, well, then do it on your own, do it by yourself, being so real to yourself on what you can handle and what you can't. It's all about you being the teacher to yourself. You are the expert. I'm not. I'm just sharing a couple of things that I've learned over time. And so if they resonate, this is amazing. If they trigger you, this is even more amazing because you get to learn a hell lot of things. You're not even paying for any of that. That's great. Do it. Learn from it. Learn to explore yourself because that way you will be able to actually have the life that you desire. And I'm not talking about this like, I don't know. I mean, sometimes people get really weird with that. They start to be in this Hollywood movie, right? Where I'm like, gosh, it's not about that. It's not about all your dreams will come true and you will never feel upset again. And you will never be frustrated again. Like, life is not about that. Life is about balance. And yeah, this is how humans learn. It's about the disruption. I think I can say that. Or the destruction and the getting back into the more lighter parts, right? It is about this balance, and we are constantly balancing each other out, and we learn about um, uh, when things don't go well and when we are triggered. We learn to get back into the place where what is that? Where we feel good, where we are happy. But life isn't about, hey, only happiness can exist. Life is about both. It is about here we have the heavy stuff, here we have the light stuff. It's all about balancing it out. All. You cannot have either or. You always need to feel healthy, okay? To feel alive, to feel good about yourself. You need both. And life is about seasons. Sometimes we have a week where we just feel super heavy, where we look in the mirror and we're like, no way, no way. I feel so crap about myself that I'm showing up like this, that I'm doing all of that, right? For example, I learned the past couple of days more about me. I mean, I'm constantly doing this work, right? But it was so in my face that I couldn't say no anymore. And it was so clear that I had to change a lot of things. And to be honest, it felt awkward. It felt awkward because I felt, okay, I need to redo everything. I need to relearn more about myself. I need to practice other things that are better for me now. And it feels very uncomfortable, right? So feeling uncomfortable is not a sign, okay, let's not do it. That's not your sign. That's not your sign there. You need to look past that feeling uncomfortable. You need to look past things that may not seem good in the beginning. You will learn at one point what it is to make you feel safe within, you know. Working on safety, for example, was my biggest ticket to do this work, my biggest one. I was working on safety just to feel whole and safe within for, I think, I don't know, long, okay? Long. Because my safety was based on either way other people or based on resources I had physically. And I'm not saying that you don't need certain things in your life, like cash. I'm not saying that at all. But to feel safe within isn't about having millions on your account. It is about getting to know you without having any of that. And you feel that you are okay regardless. It is about you are getting your own rock. You are getting secure in yourself. You feel confident about who you are because how you show up, you've already seen your nasty little things, big things maybe, right? We all have the big and the small and the middle. It is about getting to know yourself so that you are not anymore dependent on any other people, circumstances, resources. Because those things, and this is so funny because I never trusted that. I was like, for real? You have to work hard to get X, Y, Z. You have to do something. And I'm not saying that you don't have to work, okay? This is not the thing. But doing the choices that are actually good for you, making choices that are actually supporting your being, like body, mind, spirit, okay? All the three. Doing that is what supports you and also supports other people because they see, oh, actually, I don't need to work like 15 hours to show up that I'm the cool kid, right? I don't need to present myself a certain way. I don't need to hustle like crazy moron. I don't need to do that. But yeah, it takes effort. But the effort is very different. The effort is about, am I actually going out there with the right questions? Am I asking questions to other people so maybe we can work together? Maybe we can actually start to build. Maybe we can start to, I don't know what. It is about knowing that there are so many resources out there. You don't need to do it all by yourself. It's not important. You don't need to know it all. It is about getting to know to who you are, knowing there's plenty of people who have access points for you. These access points are here for you to use. So if you're not using them, I'm like, that's a missed opportunity in my eyes. And hey, you don't need to do this today. Maybe you do it tomorrow or the day after or in a year. Who cares? Right? Who cares? Being committed to yourself does take a lot. And yeah, other people will be uncomfortable. But you know, lying in their faces and showing something that you are not, oh, that's exhausting. And you will see at one point you will not be able to go back. You will not be able to, I don't know, tell your boss all the time how awesome he is because you just don't care. And you're like, okay, I'm here to, get my money to do certain things. And I'm totally fine with that. But I don't need to lick your ass to do what the hell ever. Just because I learned that behavior to feel some whatever secure. Right? There are so many other examples that you could do. It's about, why would I lie to my parents and tell them that, I don't know, I'm this or I'm that, while I always feel like kind of contracted? I don't feel expansion. That's a really good one for you. Do you feel contracted or do you feel space? Whenever I feel space, I'm like, ooh, what is here? Let's explore, right? That's for me a sign, hey, that's really cool. Let's see. If I see it's limiting me, it's not about, ooh, let's run away. It's about, awesome. What is there? What is limiting me? Can I let go just like that? Or do I need to do some somatic work? Do I need to do breath work? Do I need to do meditation? Do I need to journal? Do I need to just maybe do some conscious breathing, right? What do I need to do? What is my body needing from me right now? That I can actually let go of that. Why would I need to show up like this? Is it really is really someone dying if I change the way how I show up? Right? Is it really true? Asking those questions. Is it really true that if someone finds out I want to get divorced, I want to quit my job, is it really gonna kill them? Right? And I mean that by, it's very metaphorically spoken, because many people have a certain way of how they live. And if you tell them, hey, I want to quit, they make a huge thing out of it. Just because you are not, and you may not have an exploration, an example, or not an example, like an answer why you want to quit, why you want to get divorced. It just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right is enough. I don't want to do it. Enough. You don't need to make an explanation for other people. You need to find your own safety in what you're speaking. What is your truth? Is only yours. And that's so cool. It's like it doesn't depend on someone else. Is it easy? Gosh, no. Will it make you feel happy? Yeah. Will other people see how much you change? Yeah. Will they maybe get along with you? Eventually, maybe not. And then other people are coming into your life. Other people are coming into your life where you're like, okay, I don't know you, but I feel like something is there for us to explore. I fell so many times with meeting new people. So what? It is about getting together. Is there something here for me? You know, building trust. You need to learn how to do that. Learn how to build trust. Just because you met someone and it feels very aligned, very together, doesn't mean, hey, we are on the same path, we share the same values. Now, many people know that, like from a mind perspective. But from a heart perspective, they're like, finally, I can open up my heart and be myself. And I would be like, wait a second. Be careful with that. Just saying. Be careful. Because trust needs to be built. And you need to understand who you are before you enter a relationship in any sort like that. Okay? If you change your life and if you really get back to who you are, it is a whole roller coaster, I tell you. But it's beautiful too. You feel so much more. You feel lighter. You can feel all the spectrum. Like I can feel all the spectrum of emotions so much more easily. But I can also leave a room that is super tense for me. And I just don't want to be there. And I don't have really an explanation. I just want to leave. And I'm just going to do it because it doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel like, and it's not about feeling good. You only want to do what feels good. It's about sitting in discomfort, expanding, knowing when there is nothing for you anymore to grab, to get, to receive, right? Or to give, knowing that there is a difference, okay? Whew, we covered a hell lot today. Yeah, I think we're at the end of this small introduction, I would say. And see you soon. See you soon. If you like this video, then hey, give it a thumbs up, comment, let me know how it made you feel. Subscribe, and if you want to know more about this group coaching that I'm just about to open, actually calls awakening sessions, then just have a look here on YouTube. I guess it will take me another couple of weeks to announce it fully and to go into it, but here you go. I think we are ready in like November or so. Okay? With that said, thank you so much for being here, for showing up as always. Much love to you, and we speak soon.